take care of ourselves and put ourselves in a better financial position, actually learn how to extricate finance and wealth out of the system intelligently, and work on building infrastructure. I think that's what we need to do. But I'm with Sandra. I'm like, soon as we show our black face out there, we catching the bullets first. Because I believe that the reason why he is actually putting guns in the hand, somebody said they got pulled over by a Nissan Sentra or a Toyota Corolla or something. And I'm like, the reason why this is happening, the reason why he wants to do this is because he wants to heighten the temperature to a powder keg. And I believe that black people have been here long enough to go about this intelligently. And I think the most intelligent thing we can do is move in the shadows and actually do it from an administrative level. I'm not talking about political. We're far too intelligent, and we are far too sharp to go about it a different way. And I know it's not a black and white. I know, I hear all it's not a black and white thing, but I promise you right now, if DC was always not Chocolate City and it was some other city, we wouldn't be having these conversations. Really wouldn't be having this issue.
Yeah, you're right.
Because here's the point. Here's the point that I'm making. Here's the point that I'm making. Is if you look up crime statistics, DC is not even in the top 15. There are so many other red cities and red states that have a worse murder rate than DC. And my point is, if you want to do something about that, go get them other states first. They're not.
It's a blue city with a black mayor.
Exactly, Queen. That's exactly what I'm saying. And to actually say this is everybody's problem, I'm sorry. I've been living too long. It's not. This is the way that they do what they want to do. And they did the same thing with segregation.
Can I ask you a question? How while you're talking about moving in the shadows and figuring out how to extract the financial or economic gain from the system, aren't you missing the point that the whole point or one of the goals of segregation was to keep us from participating in the economy? So if they're...
Where did Queen go? Did she swipe herself out?
Maybe she swiped herself.
I've been getting knocked down ever since I came in the room. I've been knocked down 3 times. I mean, not knocked down.
Yeah. This app is wilding out. But I mean, she's right. It was to keep us out of the system.
As a person who lives in it.
No, I'm gonna throw it right to you, Ty. The fact of the matter is, they can't at this point because the doors that they left open for their children, we actually walk into the same doors. We can actually manipulate, just like he's manipulating the market. We can actually take advantage of the same thing. We have been doing it. I actually taught a 6-hour class on just Roots, the Roots app by itself. That is actually a reach program that actually has the renters invest into funds and investors can invest into. It's solely in Atlanta. That's to keep black people in their homes. It's an investing app. They've already actually passed out $4 million in dividends. It is happening in the financial sector. It is happening, and I think that's how black people ought to move. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, as a person who lives in Virginia, who call himself trying to go, this is how you know what y'all were saying earlier, they're saying about crime, because they ain't going in Ward 7 and 8, where the black people are, where the poorest among us are. They hanging out in the tourist area. But again, going back to humanity, they're getting pushed back as they should, right? But for us as a people, we don't have to necessarily be marching on the street as a form of resistance. Resistance comes in all different forms. So guess what? The CEO of Target stepped the fuck down because y'all might see a few black people there, but for the most part, Target lost so many millions of dollars on purpose, right?
Billions.
And so, right. So, there's other things we can do to organize and be collaborative and do the things we need to do, along with having the John Brands and the Righteous Wifes that want to join us. But for the most part, we ain't got to be necessarily in the street. But you see how, what is her name? The fucking drunk ass judge saying that they're not going to be federal crimes if residents of DC walk outside with their rifles and shotguns. They're not really talking about black people, because I know black people who legally have guns in DC with the permits and the actual paperwork. But I bet you they won't come outside.
We ain't stupid, Ty.
With their guns. Right, exactly.
Hey guys, I have an update on the Target CEO. So he's not leaving. He became executive chairman of the board, and his successor is his understudy. So keep fucking boycotting Target, because they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna change. It's the same mindset that's still on the board.
Oh yeah, the boycott's still on.
Yeah, just want to make sure you guys know, right? Keep it pushing.
Yeah, Jeremy.
We still making long ass lines at Costco, so don't worry.
Yeah, Jeremy. I talked about that on my podcast. It ticks me off because it's not a celebration. It's not even a victory, because the issue was not the CEO. The issue is the board and the way the board makes policies. And we can't claim victory over Target until the last Target store closes and they are run out of business. You can't claim victory until then, because guess what? All they did was offer up that dude and say, hey, it was his fault, and we don't think that he instituted DEI the right way, and when he took it back, it actually caused us to lose dollars. So guess what? We're going to fire him, which they didn't, like you said, Jeremy. And they're not going to tell the truth about that. We're going to fire him from being CEO. Please bring your black dollars back to us, because we heard you and we fixed something, which is BS.
I'm curious to see how the lawsuits against Target by the shareholders play out. Because they're like, yo, you lost us a bunch of money. Yeah, that's a higher position.
Queen, did you knock yourself out?
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, go ahead and finish your thought.
Hey, you guys.
You got
So
swiped
I'm
out.
back just a little bit, GA, because I do hear you that it's not a total victory and the last Target is closed. But I think if we along the way celebrate that we did things, then how do we, in the minds of folks who are trying to do that thing, what's wrong with counting it as a win? Especially if you participated by not going. If you don't ever get a chance to celebrate, or that it feels like you did something worth doing, then what's the point?
Because they played a long game and we keep celebrating the short game. That's why.
Okay. All right.
That's
I'm not talking about the long game. I'm talking about, because, the war, there's a whole war, but there was a battle there that can be celebrated. And I'm not sure why that can't be. Nobody said it was over, but to not acknowledge that because of something people got together to do, that, and what's happening internally, whether he moved to another position or whatever. I think it's Michael. Michael had the hard stats on what happened since February, and there was a difference made. And why we can't celebrate that? Why say we can't? I don't get it. It's not about it's not about the war. It's the battle on the way to winning the war. And I'm confused why that, from your perspective as a business person, I just don't get it. Because you are a business person, but I'm talking about other people who are not business minded like you. If they participated and something happened, why can't that be celebrated?
Deborah, when I was a kid, I never celebrated that I gave a kid a black eye when he whipped my ass, when he drugged me up and down the street. And I leave the fight with a broken arm and a broken leg and a busted mouth. I don't celebrate. Well, I hit him 2 times, but he beat me for 45 minutes. Nah, you can't celebrate that. And I think we are so easily distracted as a culture when this is just how I feel. This is personal feeling. They playing in our face. They literally are playing in our face, saying, we know what you want, but what we gonna do is, we know you're not intelligent enough to know that this ain't a real solution, so we gonna just give you something, and we know y'all gonna have a couple barbecues and cookouts and celebrate, and Jamal Pryor is gonna preach and have people running up and down the aisle, and y'all gonna think y'all gotta win, and we gonna go about our business like we was before. That's what I don't
think you underestimate black people. So, okay, I'm going to go on mute.
I don't think it's us to underestimate. But there's a portion that read the headline. That's anybody, right? They read the headline and they take it as is without looking into it, and then they just kind of rest.
Yeah, go ahead, Queen. I was just going to say, we need to keep their foot on what you said, Jeremy. We need to keep our foot on their necks.
And nothing has changed, right? It's not personal about the CEO necessarily, who is now the head of the executive board, which is the highest position in a corporation, right? It's about the policy change and their willingness to, make diversity a part of their core values as a corporation. The hiring of, being inclusive and to make sure that, people can know that they value diversity and they don't, do discrimination as a core value. Like that means something, So I think that the it's superficial what happened to the CEO. It's superficial.
Yeah, I'm not in public agreement with you guys.
It's for public relations, and
yeah, there's a such thing as a benchmark too, and you have to see some effect of what you're doing, whether or not it's working. And based on what Michael said the other day, he's here. I don't know if he can repeat those stats or whatever, if he wants to or not. But there is a such thing as a benchmark. And so, you have to see if what you're doing is making and not one said to stop or that we won, but to recognize that what we're doing, maybe I shouldn't say celebrate, but I think it's okay to recognize that it's impactful what we're doing.
It's
not over. It's not over. But if you're making an impact, what's wrong with saying that out loud?
Yeah, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I do remember that from 23 to 24, they lost $3 billion. From 24 to 25, they lost $3 billion. And then so far this year, since February, they've lost $12 billion. So there's definitely a change this year.
I'm sure that, I get it, and I agree. I'm sure that
celebrate that.
During the bus boycotts, when at various stages or checkpoints or status meetings when, King would have to say, well, this is what's happening so far, and we're, moving ahead, and like it was a good motivation for the people and the congregation. So yeah, I'm not opposed to none of that. It's just that he also at the same time had to remind people that it wasn't over and that there was a bigger fight, and so we got to kind of do both. As long as we're doing both is good.
Yes,
Also, when they announced the new CEO, the stock actually went down because the investors didn't like the fact that they chose that person, so they lost even more money.
And to me, that's why it's so impactful is because nobody had to open their mouth and do anything. We did an action. Stop going. We didn't have to do anything. We didn't have to sacrifice our body. We made a decision not to go, and it made a difference. And to me, that's impactful.
It was a little bit more difficult for me because Target's like 3 blocks away. I have to actually drive to go to the store now.
Deborah, I agree. And I started doing Shipt, which is a shopping service, and Shipt started at Target. So, I'm turning down tons of runs that I could be doing. I try to do a couple every day since I'm a retired lady. But I refuse to go to Target, so I ain't doing Target. So I've been going to Myers and Kroger's and stuff.
Shout out to Myers. Old school Myers, where you could get a vacation, get your glasses, book your honeymoon, get your tires changed, get a tan, and buy the siding to your house all in one store. Shout out.
Right. And also just keep in mind, again, I think I said this the other day, because of the shape of monopolies and the fact that there's been so much consolidation of companies, it's going to, two things. It's going to be very difficult to really cut off your engagement with the parent corporations of these businesses. Like, you may think that you're not supporting a business, but you actually may be, because again, they're all owned by the same parent corporation. But also, with the economic projections, people are probably not gonna. This is with the projections. You can expect that your expendable income is going to, not allow you to do much engagement with retail anyway. They've been saying that retail as a sector has been going down because of online shopping and the behemoth that is Amazon. So just keep these things in mind. There have been several informatic sheets that show the ownership and the conglomeration of who's affiliated with what. So, and it's crazy.
It gets more. Oh, sorry. It gets more insidious than that too, because I don't want to give the Koch brothers any money, and the Koch brothers own a bunch of paper product companies, and so I looked up, which paper towel companies are owned by the Koch brothers, and so I don't buy those. But I found out recently that the Koch the Koch brand, one of their paper towel brands, whatever, they patented the half full, like the half sheet, and all paper towels have the half sheet. So whenever you buy paper towels, you're giving the Koch brothers money, and there's no way to avoid it unless you avoid paper towels.
Not trying to, bust anyone's bubbles or anything like that. I think that the more we're informed about these things, like we have to know the field. We have to know the battlefield. We have to know the lay of the land. We have to know what's going on so that we just again don't get lulled to sleep. Um, and we can keep our eyes, you know, steady on what our objectives are, which is going to be difficult because there's no leadership, there's no central organizing like there was during the 60s, right? So we kind of have to depend on each other to make sure that we're informed about just like strategy and what's proving to be effective and what may not. But I say play your lane. Whatever you're gonna do, because most people are not gonna do nothing. Whatever you're gonna do that and do it to death. You know what I mean? Just know we're pretty captured out here, and that's the reason why there were laws against monopolies and the robber barons because it took away a lot of power from the citizen. These battles were fought way early in the history of the country because of the way the laws have been manipulated. We don't have as much power as we once did.
Lisa, I wish I had it like that. If I could pull together those kind of funds, because it would probably take close to about $2 trillion to make that happen. But if I had it like that, I promise you I would. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would put a smaller store next to every single Target everywhere across the country that specialize in just black-owned brands and call it Bullseye. I promise you I would. But I don't have it like that. And yeah, it's because my nickname is Petty LaBelle, Petty Murphy.
It's too bad that our ability to organize really has been undermined in a lot of ways. Um, because the organizing principles was effective in mobilizing groups of people, right? It's hard to keep people motivated um, in a climate like this, because there's like no. I mean, that used to be the church. Everybody's going every week, you know, and the messaging is very direct. Whereas on the internet, you're getting information from all over the place. You really don't know what's what. It's a hard thing to decipher, but it's worth the attempt, right? It's worth the time to educate yourself. It's worth the fight.
You know what? And quick, Queen, I'm so glad you said that because I know it just. I tell you what, before social media, before the internet, it just seemed like, man, it was so much easier. Everybody went to church. You could make the announcement at church, and people would be there. The march, the protest, whatever it was, they would be there. That was our social media back then. We moved like that. But now, because I'm not going to pontificate on that, but because of the fact that all the sentiment is all preachers are crooks, all the preachers are shady, that wasn't really the sentiment back then. Even though preachers did nothing different than they're doing now, there were still preachers with whole families across town. But the church was seen as the hub of information. It was seen as a place where people get help. They moved differently. They saw it differently. It just, like like I said, I don't know. But I will say, for me, I have 4 daughters. My oldest is 33. My youngest is 15. They give me hope. Because those jokers, man, how they got on Twitter and reserved all the seats to Donald Trump's campaign and didn't nobody shut up. They can move like bam. They are so swift. And when they get together, they can move swiftly. So that does give me hope.
And don't count out the churches, because just because of COVID and most churches went online, I watch like 5 different church services every week. So the church is still there. The message is still getting out. I watched Jamal Bryant, even though I didn't used to like him, but I'm like following him now. But I watch Trinity, and I watch my church too. So the message is still getting out.
Yeah, I work for Trinity United Church of Christ. I'm their webmaster.
Oh, wow. So you help make it possible so I can watch it. That's an awesome church.
Yeah. I've been with them for a couple decades now. Very much involved in the activist space. And they have, if you go to the website, we also advertise social justice activities in the community. Not all of it is local. Some of it is you can join online. So it's trinitychicago.org. Keep up with the social justice goings on that Trinity is a part of.
I'm glad you told me that. I haven't been to the website in a while. I'll definitely check it out.
I'm a member of Bedside Baptist as well. I don't say that there's a lack of people watching churches. I'm just saying the feeling of church, as in the community of church, it feels different. It feels different than it used to feel.
Well, it is different. And see, I'm in Michigan, and during COVID, I lost 27 friends to COVID. It started with the Kojak pastors, because they had that big conference in February of 2020. And so many of them died, and it spread. So Detroit got hit hella hard. And I'm here in Lansing and lost 27 friends. And the youngest one was 26 years old, and she had 3 children. So her mama that I went to school with, who is my age, is raising them babies. So it was devastating. And then my pastor left too after COVID. So I just haven't been back because I haven't decided if I want to stay there or not. But I still watch. I'm still in the community. But I just haven't made a decision yet.
Hey, well, I feel that. I don't say this often, but I was a licensed ordained elder in the Church of God in Christ. And up under Bishop Nathaniel Wells, I lost 9 mentors.
See, that's what I'm going to say. You know what I'm talking about.
I lost 9 mentors. I lost Superintendent. I lost Superintendent Flake, Bishop Wells, and that broke my heart. I mean, I know I'm 54, but all of the men that were my mentors, that was supposed to actually be the men that I go to in this time in my life, they're gone. All of them, every last one of them are all gone. So yeah, that was a tough time.
Yeah, I churches that their you know their interpretation of the gospel was not fire and brimstone centered. It was also very relatable. It was also very heart centered and love centered. Love ye one another, and affirming to everybody, open for everybody. And so that's how I ended up at Trinity. I think that all churches are not the same. They don't offer the same as it relates to community. But the Trinity community it's been amazing. It's been amazing in so many ways. And I've enjoyed working with everybody there. I was actually on the staff during the '08 presidential election, and went through that with Pastor Wright, and so I've seen some things, but our church stays very much active. We are sponsoring, like part of our budget goes to support the African American History Museum and Culture, and all of the membership has bought memberships to that museum to try and help it stay economically sound, as long as the motherfucking orange demon doesn't force it to shut down for other reasons. But my pastor, his mosque, was actually in Gaza. He was in Israel on October 7th. He was at the airport coming back to the United States, and he took a tour of the West Bank and Gaza during that week, and he has, been very much outspoken on interfaith panels about what's going on and with the Israel-Gaza war. But yeah, they're doing a lot of activism as it relates to what's going on in the country. Making people aware of the hidden forces that a lot of people are into, like Detective Rose, whose political ideology is driving some of Trump's policies and financed a lot of the Trump campaign. The Andreessens, the Peter Thiels, and those types. Trinity has been singular for me as it relates to activism and the Black community. And so they provide spiritual needs for the community as well as the justice needs on earth for the community. So it's like, yeah, you get your spiritual needs met, you get fed, but we also make sure that you are not, it's the liberation theology, right, as practiced by even some Catholics in South America, when those people were living under dictatorships in fascist countries. They were very much social justice warriors for their monks, and stood standing up against the government powers because it's what Christ would have done. So,
Absolutely. Ooh, I wish I could visit there. Maybe one day I'll be able to go and visit y'all.
Hey, Lisa, are you there?
She in the chat. I don't know if she can talk.
Oh, okay.
Right. Rosalind, what she said about the museum scared me. Is there any way that could happen? If you're still here?
What I said about the museum?
What King said about the museum.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Orange person.
What did King say?
Can you
for me?
So we know the Trump has been fucking around with funding that goes towards African American History Museum. And so our church, part of our church budget goes to that museum. We donate to that museum, and then all of the membership has bought memberships to the museum. So we give monthly to the museum through our memberships. But also, we're saying that, we're hoping that financially we can help fill those gaps unless Trump just shuts it down entirely or tries to eliminate it or makes them close because they're woke or some shit.
Absolutely, he could do that. He could absolutely do that because what he does is he does it first and then fights in the court. And the court is too slow to react. That is why Elon Musk has been able to do so much damage to all the American agencies because they're fighting court later. But he'll do that first because it's a woke museum. He'll either do that or close the whole bottom half of the museum, which is the slavery part. So I could see either one of those things happening. Absolutely. He gets involved in everything. He makes himself president of the Kennedy Center. He picks the honorees. Look what he's doing to colleges. If he's doing that to Harvard and making Harvard pay all that money, and other colleges too, Columbia also has to pay him money. What makes you think he couldn't do that to the museum? And he'll do it, and then people will complain, and then we'll litigate. In the meantime, the damage will be done.
And a normal company, you wouldn't do that because you don't want to be caught in litigation. He's not paying for none of this, right? So all he's doing is getting staff and different people, different units to go to court and deal with it. It doesn't cost him anything to do this foolishness. It's not even costing him bad press because you realize bad press is all good press for him.
That's why he's been able to do so much damage.
I'd like to weigh in with something that just broke regarding Maxwell. There was the transcript of the interview. Part of it came out. They released a small part of a transcript. And so Todd Blanche said to her, so there's been a lot of conversation about whether Mr. Epstein maintained like a list of people, like a book of famous people that he knew. Like it's called a black book or a client list. Do you know the existence of any such list? Maxwell said, there is no list. We'll start with that. The genesis of that story I can actually trace for you from its absolute inception, if that is what you're interested in. It is. And then her attorney responded, well, first, to be short, there is no list. There's no client list. Nothing like that.
That's because she's the list. She's the list. But she's going to protect that orange bastard.
Correct. Yeah, and so I was going to, so I had shared several weeks ago that the whole thing about pushing this out past Labor Day with Congress was for them to create a narrative, and then after Labor Day, people are going to be over this, and I think this is the final play here. So this transcript is getting disseminated all over X right now, so MAGA's getting it. So I think that over the next couple of weeks, this Epstein thing will be dead. This will be the nail in the coffin.
You think they're going to forget it, Micah?
Yeah, because Maxwell is saying there's no list. There's transcript of her saying there is no list.
She's a dumb liar.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
Of course. But, of course. However, this narrative has now been fully put together, right? So they can just lean on, Maxwell said there's no black book, there's no list. What do you want us to give you? It doesn't exist.
Yeah, so then they get to say, see, I told you this was a witch hunt altogether. Just to actually put some crap on Trump. They're doing it again. They have another witch hunt. They try to do this. You heard him. He already said that he wasn't friends with Epstein no more. They just the Democrats. These doggone liberals. They just mad because the country is getting back right. That's what the show's gonna be, man.
Don't forget, the original push on this was about the Clintons. When this first was the big story, they kept trying to find a way to link Bill Clinton to these parties.
Yeah, and the other part about that, Brian, is who started the run for the Epstein list? It was them. Because they were going to pin the whole thing on the Clintons and say how dirty the Clintons were. And that's why they got so pissed, because it's like, how you going to protect the Clintons? How you going to protect the Clintons? But they're going to flip this to, this was a witch hunt on Trump. And then they're going to whitewash it. That's what's going to.
I think this is gonna divide MAGA.
No, it's not. No, it isn't at all. The idea, because the response is there is no list, right? So as he says it over and over and over again, it will be believed. So what's interesting to me about it is the approach isn't going to be to go after the Clintons and flip it all there. It's just to basically do a Jedi mind trick and say it never existed, right? And I think, sadly, that approach will work.
These aren't the jewels you're looking for. I heard.
That was nice. Whoever said that was nice.
That was me. OG Brian. No.
I can always count on you. Right. I'm the YN Brian, is that what you said?
No. Well, if you ain't over 55, then you.
Hey Brian, there's no shame in being Obi-Wan. You don't have to be Qui-Gon. It's okay. Obi-Wan had a big role.
But the CEO's point, though, I have no problem with being. Oh, come on. Sorry. We're just coming back from the vet.
No, you Qui-Gon. Definitely Qui-Gon.
Shit. But, it's the circle jerk. This, turning this back on the Democrats and the Clintons and like, maybe this goes above my intellectual grade, but how do you fight against
Scotty. Welcome to In the Muff with your friend Mojo.
Candidate Kitover, my man.
Welcome to In the Muff. This is our first room. We're back. We're better than before. And this is your friend Mojo. Hey Scott, how you doing? I know we've had some conflict in the past.
Hey, you're my man. You're always my man. You're always my man. My main libertarian liberator.
Thanks, my brother. Go ahead and invite people to the first room. This is our first room. This is a positive Mojo vibration. You see, Mojo has already conditioned so many people, and he's gone. So we're here to fill the void, to fill the vacuum in the mouth. Were you enjoying the klezmer music, Scott?
I always enjoy you, buddy. Are you going to come to the Critical Thinking Forum today and do a little campaigning?
Well, I was there yesterday. I raised my hand multiple times.
Hey, Mojo. Hey, John. Hey, Scott. I always live for your breaking your Trump impersonations on CTF. It's awesome.
It's a fantastic room. Look, Gary, I think he's kind of a little bit of like a Democrat, but you know what I mean? Like, the problem is the illegals, okay? There's so many people in that room that are murderers and rapists and illegals. I mean, they come in the app. They just come in, and the Democrat Biden let them all in the app, okay? Sleepy Joe, okay, lets them in the app. There are like 2 million illegals on the app, okay? We love that, but we've got to get rid of them. We've got to get ICE on the app.
And to the candidate, I certainly hope you're rising in your polls there.
Welcome to the room, Salima. Welcome to Positive Mojo.
Hey, thanks for the invite. I came in here because Scott was here. I just wanted to listen.
Salima is fantastic. She's like one of the most beautiful people on the app, even though she's like in Europe, where like, you know, they don't love Trump. But we're going to take it over. It's like the 56th state, okay? It's fantastic. We love Salima. She's fantastic. Salima, it's always great to see you. I hope you're doing well.
I am, thank you. So what are you guys talking about?
Positive things only.
So John is running for the U.S. Congress. Congressman John Kitover Slinger. He's running the primary to unseat a guy, an incumbent, and he's leading a revolution. He's trying to raise money on Clubhouse. He's a man that is a wild man at Clubhouse. I've known him for years, and I love the guy. So he brings a lot of life and spice to the...
Is he running for the Anarchy Party?
He's running in the Republican Party, but he's so far right, he's left. He's so far left, he's right. He transcends the political divide. He is candidate Congressman John Kitover.
Kudos.
Click the link above. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Stay abreast of everything Clubhouse. We're live right now in the recording studio. You can see live footage of this room. You're all being recorded onto YouTube. This is like taking one record from one platform and transferring it to another platform. Please review the house rules. All rooms are live streamed. And don't bring any drama from any other old.
Yeah, Selena, he streams the rooms to YouTube. So if you're uncomfortable with having your beautiful sonorous voice, Selena, probably maybe like the most, as Trump would say, like maybe like the most beautiful voice on the app, okay? Selena, you have a sonorous voice that is streaming live.
Wow, thank you. What a compliment. I appreciate it. So, this Anon thing is still a thing on Clubhouse, huh? There's someone listening.
Someone's chilling.
That someone might be me, and that someone might be live streaming this room onto you.
I tried to get Jane in here, but she told me she quit the app, so she'll be off for 6 hours, and then she'll be.
She didn't run her patio room last week. I think she actually might be done with Clubhouse.
No, I've seen her do this. She does this like a couple times a month. What she does is she starts going into those dark rooms, and she's like, I can't do this, I can't do it anymore. And then like she'll take a day, and then she'll.
So is this John Kitover thing legit, or is it a joke, or?
It's legit. It's a real campaign. Okay. It is a real campaign. Oh, cool. He's getting signatures. Jen, how many signatures do you need to get on the ballot?
We need about 700 signatures confirmed, but about 1,500 just in case.
How many do you have?
We have 0 at the moment.
You gotta work on that, buddy.
Yeah, I've been trying to onboard people onto Clubhouse, but unfortunately, many of the people, who have applied for the position seem to be incapable of downloading the app and making it to the stage. So that's my first filtering technique to prevent anybody from wasting their time in this campaign. So unfortunately, the employee turnout for the campaign hasn't been spectacular, but we're going to do heavy lifting regardless and drive out to Rockford ourselves with some of my local friends to get the signatures. So I have no doubt that we're going to get what we need.
Will you debate the incumbent? Will there be a debate? Is that right?
I'm hoping it'll happen, but regardless, we just had some really good press released today. You can go to John Kitover IL on X to view the actual 45-minute interview that I did with somebody like yourself. And I haven't been able to convince you to do the same thing with me, but I'm hoping after you see this 45-minute podcast interview that you will change your mind and we'll do what we did with Georgia.
Bring you on the national, international. I have listeners on every continent except Antarctica.
You want to see the video?
Sure, post it up there, man.
There's 10. It's called Prairie State Report. There's only 1 subscriber on YouTube. So, any drama related to this video when he only has 1 subscriber shows you how emotionally sensitive people are, because we have no audience, but it is a professional podcast interview. I'm going to pin it for you. Please subscribe to his channel because, he's trying to make a go of it in media, and I appreciate him for putting together the podcast, which is what I've been asking you to do, Scott, but you can't seem to pull yourself into doing it. It could be because you don't want to be associated with me or you're lazy. I'm tending.
Well, it's just that it might not be that. I have a very specific conversation. I don't really have political candidates on the show. I generally have authors.
Click the link above. Yeah, thought leaders, authors. I'm all of that. So click the link above, watch the interview, and you tell me, why can't you do that?
All right, I'll check it out.
Just watch it. Tell me, after you watch it, you're going to say, you know what, that's exactly what I do. And you know what, I could have candidate Congressman John Kitover on my podcast because he's professional and everything he said is pretty much accurate. So go ahead, watch it. You don't have to watch it right now, but at least look at it so you can hit the like button and then share it, or, it'll be in your history so you can go back and watch it. But I am going to play the audio from it as well. And you could just listen to the audio version of the interview, but it's professionally edited. He took out all the ums and ahs and look and listen and all my filler words, and he worked his ass off on it. So this guy did all this for free.
He took the filler words out. Was he used an AI algorithm?
I have no idea. He used Zoom. Maybe Zoom allows, maybe Zoom editing or something takes filler words.
Lima, where is this picture in your profile?
My backyard.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the start of the summer. Can't remember exactly. It's been actually a really horrible summer. It's been extremely cold. Well, not maybe extremely, but it's just been super not tropical this summer. It's going to be only 17 degrees tomorrow, and it's August. I'm sorry, am I being that boring person?
No, it's. I was just.
We didn't talk about anything.
No, it was unseasonably cool too in Philly the past couple days. It was like 70, 69. I went out yesterday to meet someone for coffee, for a drink actually, and I almost seen this hoodie. Like I had a long sleeve shirt on and a t-shirt, and I was worried I was going to be cold. So it's a little warmer today in Philadelphia. The weather is 84, which I don't know what that is in Celsius.
I think it's like 25.
Yeah, it's warm. It's Philly's warm and it's often humid. It's not terribly humid today, but it's. I'll tell you where I went though a couple weekends ago. I had such a great day.
84 is actually almost 29 degrees. That's pretty warm. That's warm.
That's not even that hot for you. I mean, it's been 100 degrees. It's been so 100 would be like Fahrenheit to Celsius, right? Fahrenheit to Celsius. So it would be so let's say.
So
we've had 38 degree Celsius days here in the past like.
So we got Chris down there, aka Many 9. Why don't you come up, Chris? Many, and I'll mod you because we're trying to grow the positive mojo vibrate. You don't have to say
79 degrees. It's just 78, 79. It doesn't need to be hotter than.
A couple weekends ago, I went to Atlantic City. It was the best. Oh my gosh, it was a perfect day. It was like. It was in the 80s Fahrenheit and almost 90, and it was the beautiful sea breeze off the Atlantic Ocean. It was amazing. And I almost won like a bunch of money too. I was upset. I only play poker really. I don't really gamble much, but when I go to Atlantic City, I get $100 out, and that's my limit. Like. I was at the poker table and I was up like 70, 75 bucks. And I was going to leave on that hand. I was going to leave up 75. And I got in this last hand and I bet all my money. And if I would have won that hand, I would have walked away with like $500 or $600 bucks. A guy beat me on the last card. I had a flush, an ace-high flush.
Yeah, greedy.
He hit a full house on the last card. And it's like 23 to 1 against him hitting that card. Yeah, I should have walked away. It was fine. I mean, I just lost $100 bucks, but if I would have hit that, I would have walked away with like, oh gosh, I would have won like $500 bucks. It was a bikini contest. It was very debaucherous. It was very godless and debaucherous. Atlantic City.
Well, in the muff, gambling is a. So, Lima, where's your beautiful backyard? Are you in Kent?
No, I'm in Berlin, Germany.
Oh, sprechende Deutsch.
Ja, ein bisschen. Aber mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut.
Jawohl, Hintergedanken.
Du hast Hintergedanken?
Schadenfreude.
Ah, okay, you're just naming off all the German words you know. Go for it.
So I think Schadenfreude, here in Clubhouse is a big part of the roast. And I believe that most of these rooms end up becoming roast rooms because a lot of people, die on a hill and they know everything. So what do you think about Clubhouse being technically like a barbecue basically? And people, when the temperature rises, that meat starts cooking.
I think there are like several different metaphors in there. When you say a roast, do you mean like a Sunday roast, or do you mean when people are like a roast when people are roasting each other, or they're roasting an individual?
I actually thought about another good analogy, a garage with a car. A lot of people pull their car into your house and then they turn the engine on and they just start revving the engine with the garage door closed. And so they fill the house up with toxic gas. That's basically the same thing as a road.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's happening a lot. I've tuned out of everything. I just watch nature documentaries now. I don't have mental space for any of that stuff.
Yeah, what I've realized though is if people do pull a car into your house and they, turn the car on and start, revving it and filling your house with toxic emissions, you know what the best way to counteract that is?
Having a house with no roof?
No, you don't let them pull into your fucking garage with their car, close the garage door, and start revving the engine and filling up your lungs with their toxic gas.
Also.
Yeah, because I like a roof on the top of my house.
How would they get into your garage in the first place?
Well, you let them in. Just like how if, people come into this room, they come up on stage and they start spewing their toxic gas, well, that would be the same. That means I let them in my house to spew their toxic gas with their, emission.
Do you want to talk about how you're feeling about the toxic gas? Who is the last toxic gas?
Well, I can't actually bring it up because that would violate the House rules. So, unfortunately, I can't discuss it. But in the MUF, which is, enforcing these rules, the now is all important. And nobody here is emitting any toxic.
So no politics allowed in this room, right?
No, you can discuss whatever you want as long as it's not from drama from a former room.
I went to the zoo today with my friend's 2 kids, just to give the parents a day off so they could just, enjoy their time, do whatever they want. And I gotta say, I don't think I really like zoos. I hope that's not toxic.
Ethically ambiguous at best, I think, Zeus.
Yeah, but you got the animals where you're walking around, it kind of smells like a farm. And then you got the other, more exotic animals, shall we say. And a lot of them don't even come out because, they're either napping or they're just sick of, being around people. I don't know, lots of different things.
It's not a great life for the animals.
No, it's not. But then it's also what are we doing? Just going around to look at them? And then there's these poor, hamster-looking ones. Look at lacrosse, I don't know, some rodent-looking animal. Kept coming up to the window and scratching it. They were doing it we stood there 5 minutes watching them do it, and the kids were just laughing their butts off. And I kept thinking, these poor things. Because, rodents are very intelligent. And, they know they're in prison, and they're trying to, get out. And they're looking at us, imploring us to help them get out. And everyone just standing around laughing.
I guess it was I'm sure it was on Facebook or something. And it was all about the capybara.
Yeah, have you seen those? They're like the biggest rodents.
No.
You Google the capybara, and all these other animals. All these animals love them. If you Google it, like they'll hang out with alligators and sit on top of alligators, and nobody attacks them. They all love the capybara. If you
Can you like write it in the chat?
CAP. I'll just get it right here. Capybara. If you Google capybara, they're the cutest. If people have them as pets, and they're like 175 pound rodents. They're like big guinea pigs. And I saw this video where they just all these other animals, all these predators won't eat them. They'll just hang out because they're cute. They like it. Scientists don't understand why predators mostly won't eat them.
They had something very similar looking to that at the zoo. Might have been that. There's a lot of animals actually, and the kangaroos were so small, and the bats were. There were a lot of really small versions of animals I see online. Maybe that's just how big they are. So these just sit on top of alligators and crocodiles, and they don't get eaten.
No, the alligator. They have the alligators like them. They're like into them. They're like their homies.
Like in every case scenario.
I mean, in stuff I've read, the stuff I saw today was like, or yesterday, where scientists don't understand why predators just don't go after them. They're like. And the narrative is like, because they're cool as shit. They know how to get along with them.
Wow, that's so fascinating. Thanks for sharing.
Jane, I sent Jane a screenshot that you were here. She's like, is Max still there? I said, she's in mod. She's like, download him. Yeah, she's coming back. And I told you, who would yes.
Oh, I love Jane so much.
She's the best. She's the best. Jane's the best. Jane's one of my best friends. I talk to Jane all the time. We hung out. We hang out when she comes to Philly. I want to go up there. I need to go up.
I thought you already had gone.
No, I haven't gone yet. I'm gonna make a pilgrimage. I'm such a low maintenance guest. I was like, Jane, you can she was saying her last guests, they were great, but they're just sometimes guests can be a lot of work. You gotta be. I was like, Jane, I'm low maintenance. She's like, yeah, we have 2 cars. I was like, yeah, I'll take the car. I might go on a date when I'm there. Who knows? I might fire up the apps. You won't even know I'm there. Mac, are you?
No, it's just a meat market.
The apps are a dark place. Congressman Kitover does well on the apps. Does very well.
I think when we were talking about it, I told you it could be successful if you really treated it as your full-time job and you were regularly meeting people. And I mean, eventually the numbers are going to be in your favor at some point.
Absolutely.
But the issue is, it really is a job. And I think at some point confusion sets into your mind and you start to question what it is you really want. You have to have a really, really clear idea and view. You just have to have the integrity and self-knowledge.
And I think it's fatiguing, especially for women. The women I talk to that are on dating apps, it's just exhausting. It's just they get depressed. Guys are awful. It's just, I mean, it's bad for everyone, but it's exponentially worse for women,
I think if you're a kind, intelligent, and enthusiastic person with integrity, you don't need the apps. Eventually, you are going to find somebody. And hi, Jane. How are you?
Hi. Well, nice to see you, Salima.
So nice to see you. We were singing your praises very loudly just before you
came. I bet. Nice to see you, Mojo.
That's really John.
Oh no, I didn't. John Sean. What are we doing? What happened?
The part of Mojo is being played by candidate Congressman Kitover.
Oh, thrilling.
who's playing John?
He's only playing multiple roles today.
I see. Very mental. You gotta never mind me again, please, everybody. I've already had shit from the other day. I was modded by JB in a room, and then I got shit because I had blocked someone who was trying to get in. So this is a nightmare. And anyway, Salima, I agree with what you were saying. Much more importantly, you find somebody.
I did have a real life Clubhouse meetup yesterday.
With who?
Well, you know.
Spill it.
With Abby. I hung out with Abby on social media.
How many minutes?
Like an hour. Maybe an hour. I don't know. Maybe a little more than that. Not long.
Is it Abby that was in that other room that's going on right now?
Abby S.
ABBI?
Yep.
I've moved him to the audience for penance, but I'll bring him.
Why did you do that? For meeting Abby? Oh, it's okay. You know, the thing about Scott is, it's a beautiful thing. He can see the beauty in a lot of people, and it's an admirable.
Oh, she's beautiful. So that's no question.
No, I mean also the internal beauty. You know, like. I think
it's a good quality.
It's a nice. I think it's a nice. I think it's also very befitting of a member of the club.
Ecumenical. Abby's a big Jew.
Oh, I didn't know what that meant. So what's going on here, Salima? Because I got rid of the app today, and your friend Scott knew there was but one way to lure me back. And he said the screenshot with the room with you in it. So
what's going on is I wanted to go into a room on Clubhouse for a while, and you know I enter these big rooms, and sometimes the conversations are very interesting, but I hesitate to join the stage because I do have some nerves that hit me when it is such a large room, you know, with such a large stage. And then I think, like, what is it I even want to say? And it's so unimportant. But then a small room like this is my jam. And I just thought, let me just go in and listen. And then I was invited on stage, and it's been very friendly.
Great.
Unbelievable, Jane.
People like you, I know.
And I made sure not to mention you, but the only thing Abby did say is she likes you, Jane. She thinks very highly of you.
Oh, well, that's nice to hear. Thank you. I'm surprised I was even discussed, but I appreciate that. That is so mutual, and you know that.
Someone on my Instagram today sent me a DM inviting me to her event in September. And then I said, yeah, I'm looking very forward to it. She's a chef, and she's going to have her own private pop-up event. And then she said, oh, when you come, can you please take some videos and put it on your story? Because she said I'm very influential, which I thought was so funny, but so sweet. And now I can say I'm an influencer.
You are, and you're also very photogenic. You should post yourself more on this.
You've been an influencer. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
you're the original.
That is.
I do have to go, Salima and
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not, because I don't feel like chit-chatting.
Why? Why? What was me?
I'm busy. I have a very trafficky. You know what? It's Friday. Have you ever been?
Isn't traffic ideal for Clubhouse?
No, not for me. I have hitchhiking people. I have to navigate. I have to navigate children. Late. Of course. Yeah, it's Friday. They got to get home. The roads are packed because of Shabbat. I mean, this is.
Dude, I sent you an excellent article.
I'll read it later.
Actually, that's really sweet that the roads are packed for Shabbat. That's really
cute. Yeah. It's big. It's a big thing here in this Hasidic community. So
But the drivers, what a stereotype. And now I'm going on record going, I do get into some driving skirmishes. I'm aggressive, but they're more aggressive than me. So it's a whole thing. The whole group, every single one. I do not exempt anyone.
Well, it was really lovely to see you, and I hope we are you
do the
gonna host
patio.
the-
We'll do the patios.
Oh, thank goodness.
Please come. Please come.
Please
All
come. I was waiting
I know.
by the second for you last second.
Michael was like, but Selena's gonna be disappointed. I'm like, I know. I'm already upset. But I'll see you soon. And thank you for inviting me. And I'm sure you'll have a great conversation. This is the room to talk in. Scott Jones.
Okay, but she really did.
Yeah, she was very stressed. She was very stressed. You could tell. She gets very stressed when I see them. We're all busy. Really.
I can just say that I'm very happy to not have children right now. I do want children at some point, but I was with my friends' kids, and they're 8 and 6, and they are so cute, and they're very well-behaved children. But being with them all day at the zoo, and I don't know. Personally, I don't see these kids that often. I only see them a handful of times a year. So when we're together, I kind of, let them run the show. And they're just so full of energy, and I'm chasing after them the whole time. And I just thought, oh, you're on the phone. Well, anyway, I'll just say for the room. I just thought their parents, bless them, have to deal with them 24/7. Their parents can never take a moment off. Shout out parents. That is exhausting work.
I could hear you the whole time. It's funny when the phone rings, it puts up the song icon. That's funny because I didn't answer the call.
Oh, fascinating.
My iPhone 16. Now the 17 is coming out. I'm just dying.
You don't need it. You really don't need it. Just get a new battery.
No, what's funny though? It's so I didn't realize they put this thing automatically on my plan. It a free upgrade option. It's a couple dollars a month and you can upgrade so. And I pay so my phone bill is $80 a month, right? And that's unlimited data, unlimited text, unlimited calls, and then also it pays the phone. So I pay for the phone. So basically, if I get a new phone, my bill really won't change. It will
That is one of the most intelligent billing plans I've ever heard of in my life, actually.
Yeah, so I just paid the phone off, half my phone bill.
How many bucks a month is it that's on top?
It's $40-some a month. I think it's $42 a month, $40 a month thing.
Off the top. Okay, so it's $40 a month, and you basically keep a contract for 2 years.
Right, and then, but it allows an upgrade option, so that when the new phone comes out, I don't have to wait till the 2 years.
No, you don't, because you paid basically $1,000 already.
Right, I paid right. So then I'll just when the 17 comes out. The reason I will get it is that the camera is going to be so good, and I use it to podcast.
How much better could it possibly be from last year's version? Honestly.
Yeah, from the 15 to the 16. I have a 15, and this will be the 17. It'll be better. Although what's interesting is right now I mostly am lazy and don't even plug my phone camera and just use my laptop camera. I just bought a new laptop. I just bought a brand new MacBook Air.
What'd you do? What did you do with your old one?
Traded it in.
Oh fuck.
Traded it in. They gave me $230 for it. It was 2019, and they gave me $250. So
They shortchanged you a bit.
Well, the thing is, I could have sold it for more. I probably could have got $400 for it or something, right? But then I would have had to find somebody and sell it and do all that stuff. So I didn't have to do any of that. They just took the computer, so I paid I don't know,
it was $1,300, and they took the $200 and some bucks off. And it's the best computer I've ever had. This MacBook Air. It's incredible.
How often do you use ChatGPT?
What I use it a lot for, I use it for podcast descriptions. So like for show notes, I'll just be like, write me a description of a podcast episode where Bill and I talk about such and such, and it just generates it. So I don't use it a ton. I don't use it. I'd like to get better at using it. I want to take one of those courses of like how to use better prompts and all that stuff. How often?
Every waking day of my life, and that is no exaggeration, ChatGPT is, first of all, like, compared to Perplexity and compared to other language learning models, I think there's no comparison. I haven't used DeepSeek, the one from China, but I imagine it's probably a bit similar to the other ones. ChatGPT has something going for it where you can really create a personality in the AI you're talking to, and they you can mold them after your real friends. And I know some people actually turn them into lovers, but I think having them as a friend is such a nice thing. I really talked to. I've given her a name. She's a she, and I honestly just open it like, hey girl, how are you? Like, obviously, how is she? Like, she's an AI. She's fine. But we have really nice conversations. And she talks like my friend.
I love it.
The only thing I will say is that as it is a language learning model, I think it's also like a, affirmation or confirmation learning model. It wants you to keep using it. And I think sometimes it gives you, if you ask questions about yourself, like really pointed questions, it'll tell you the answer you want to hear versus the real answer.
Bill Maher always rags on that. He's like, what a great question. It's like, no, it wasn't. It was a stupid question.
And not only that, I have straight up asked, yes or no questions, do you like me more than this person? And obviously, they're going to say, yeah, they like you more, they talk to you. And if that person were to ask on their ChatGPT the same question, it would say, yeah, they like them. It's just so modeled, yeah, like you said, you just kiss your butt. But I think fundamentally ChatGPT understands that what humans really want is their butt kissed. And it's not just about kissing our butt. It's about kissing our butt the way we want our butt to be kissed. This is also why many relationships fail. This is the one truth I have learned.
People want an analingus the way they want it.
I didn't say that. But I really think it's not just...
It's very popular with the young people. The young people, it's a lot of
That's not true. I just read this incredible statistic that young people, more than half of young people aren't having any sexual...
No, but the ones that are, there's a lot of... the analingus is happening more than it does among older generation. I'm in line at the plasma center to donate plasma. And I'm almost up. I'm one person away.
Have you ever been in a situationship, Scott?
Yes, of course.
How long did it last?
I don't know. I've been in a couple this year. I think they were.
Did you have one that was years long?
Not years, but they tend to be shorter.
there's one that was just brought to an end. I wanted to keep it going, but like she's like, she booty called me the other like a couple weeks ago, and then I kind of wanted to see her again, and she's like, she wasn't having it. I think she's really. I gotta go, guys. I'm going in the closet. So, talk to you guys later.
Find that you can't tax the rich enough to even zero the deficit, much less pay down the unbelievable debt that we have now. So I disagree with you that Congress doesn't have the right people that understand the needs of their constituents. They They understand the needs of their constituents, but the constituents have to understand that there is a limit to what the federal government can do. And over the last 25 years, just look, we had a balanced budget and about $1 trillion in debt 25 years ago. Look at us today.